This is my quick and data-ridden tutorial on how to mate with two bishops and a king versus only a king. The first step is to line up both of your bishops and your king one rank away from the opposing king. This is actually quite easy to do. I'm going to show you probably in an extremely long way, which X will scoff at, the kind of pattern that you can use to push the opponent king against the wall. All I'm doing is I'm keeping my two bishops connected both together and with my own king, and moving them steadily towards the opponent king until he is pressed against one of the walls. Once you have this position, this is your starting position really. The goal is to block off escape squares on this rank that the king is looking to using this rank, that the king is trying to use to get away from your king. The goal here is to create opposition with the two kings, either here or here, and then to line up your bishops so that they come in, in this direction, and eventually line up as they are now with your king here and his king there, checkmated. So you're always moving in the direction of your king. Here, I don't like the side my king is on, but and the bishops create this blockade on either side of the opponent king, so he can only go, waffle back and forth. Well, I'm going to move to the other side because I want to move in this direction towards this close corner. Now I can start the pattern. I need an in-between move. The escape square that he is hoping to use is the one he's sitting on right now. I want to move him here so they cannot use this square. So an in-between move there, and now I can block off this square using this bishop, forcing him into that corner. The next escape square is this one. I'm going to block that off with this bishop. He's now in the corner. Can I just, if I just move up here, which is, the natural inclination, blocking off this escape square, it's stalemate, because he can't move. We don't want that. I'm going to do another in-between move. Anything with this bishop, pretty much, as long as you can get him back to the square where you need him in the next move. So I just move here. He's now grabbed that square. I can now force him into the corner with check, and checkmate. Okay, I'm going to do this again. Forgive the unfortunate starting positions. I'm just using the default Chessmaster setting for where this starts off. Okay, this is the same one. Remember that I don't want to go into this corner because it's so far away. I want to go here. So I'm going to move my king to the other side, my bishop castle, and then start forcing him into that corner. So move down here. If I move up here, it's stalemate. So in between move, and then checkmate. Let's try again. Here's another position that often arises when you're doing these checkmates. I have my castle of bishops, as I like to call them, right up against the wall here. So step one, remember I'm moving in the direction of my king, is to get my king on the short side. So I'm going to go up, over, and down. I'm now on the right side. I need an in-between move so I can block off this square. So I'm going to start off by going like this. I'm going to block off that square, and you'll see immediately the problem. Moving my bishop down here is stalemate. Doing almost anything is stalemate, so I need to be careful. If I move my bishop back here, that gives him an opportunity to free himself up a little bit. Check, and checkmate, just like every other time. Is accomplished. You just need. So, all that being said, I recommend that you practice against a program like Chessmaster here, which I'm doing. Good way to learn to see some of the patterns over and over again. Like here, where I'm keeping my two bishops connected at all times, and moving my king towards the opponent king, and then remembering to go onto the short side with your king. And from there, it's easy. Yep, so practice against a chess master, and after a while you start seeing some of these same patterns in normal games, where you see that you can connect your two bishops and just have a dominating presence in the center of the board. Here you can see all the squares that are controlled by my bishop, and how well it blocks off the king, and it also does a good job of blocking off some of the squares that a knight would use.